Women scream. Grown men flee. The police are helpless. Young girls run wild in the streets. Is it a conspiracy? Is it an invasion? Is it a revolution? Yes!
Classic pop culture. It's classic pop culture. Hosted by Steve, Ludwig, and Planet Ludwig. It's classic pop culture. It's classic pop culture. Classic pop culture.
Thank you, Joe Mandica, Australia's gift to the world of pop music. Joe is the writer, producer, and performer of our classic pop culture theme song, and he's a real friend of the show. And how you doing, everybody? This is your pal and fellow fan of pop culture, Steve Ludwig, welcoming you to another edition of Steve Ludwig's Classic Pop Culture, right here at planetludwig.com. Congratulations, you have landed safely and peacefully at Planet Ludwig. And here we are, show number 162. And on this edition, we have 3 ultra-talented guests. Leading off is our interview with Doreen and Joey Arminio, a.k.a. Stiletto and the Saxman. Doreen and Joey are brilliantly keeping the music alive, that music of the 50s and 60s that we love so much and that we'll continue to love so much, thanks to performers like Doreen and Joey Arminio. After we speak with the great Doreen and Joey, we'll be talking to another brilliant performer, RHIANNA RATTA. RHIANNA is an accomplished dancer in her own right, but she also is one of the dancers in Doreen and Joey Arminio's concert shows. See how we're tying all this together, everybody? Well, RHIANNA will speak with us about her dancing career and share a video with us. And she'll also speak with us about yoga. RHIANNA is a certified yoga instructor, and she'll have some very, very handy advice for us children of all ages, even 16 above like me. So, get all your refreshments and all your snacks ready, because here we go. Now, I recorded my interview with Doreen and Joey just a few days ago, as I did with RHIANNA. Now, as I was downloading the interview for the show here, somehow the first few minutes of our interview with Doreen and Joey were recorded too low in volume because I have no talent. Not to worry. All that's missing is when we exchange pleasantries, and Joey and Doreen are very pleasant. And then we talked about some of the legends they've shared the bill with, such as the Drifters, the Tokens, Brian Hyland, Lenny Welch, the Skyliners, the Duprees, Larry Chance, the Cameos. Now, when we picked up our conversation, Joey and Doreen were telling me how they, with all their success, still get a thrill out of meeting these fellow great entertainers. So we're going to hear that interview right after you watch the magnificent Doreen and Joey Arminio performing. Enjoy.
My love that I can call my own. I found a thrill to press my cheek to, a thrill that I never know. You smile, yeah, you smile. Oh, then a spell is cast, and here we are in heaven. For you are mine, I found a dream that I could speak to, dream that I can call my own. I found a thrill to press my cheek to, a thrill that I never
I would pull a record out and I'd throw it on. Well, this was a crossover gentleman named Conway Twitty. He did a lot of stuff country, but this is one of, I consider it a great oldie of his. It's called Only Make Believe. People see us everywhere. They think you really care. But myself I can't deceive. I think it's only make believe. Why, what an only prayer is that someday you can. My hopes, my dreams come true. My one and only you. No one will ever know how much I love you so. My only prayer would be someday you care for me, but it's only make believe. My hopes, my dreams come true. My life I give to you. My heart, the wedding ring. My own, my everything. My honor that I can't control. You rule my very soul. My hopes, my plans, my schemes. You are my everything, but it's only make-believe. Take it up. My one and only prayer is that someday you care. My hopes and my dreams come true. My one and only you. No one will ever know how much I love you so. My only prayer would be someday you care for me, but it's only make-believe.
Oh, Joey Arminio.
Then, when I was a member of the Regents, and then a member of, and then performing with Bobby Emmons and the Crosstones, and opening up for all the shows, and then the new AJ and the Hearts, it was just incredible. One after another, act after act, we started, performing with these guys, and I get butterflies in my stomach. And I have to run over and shake their hand, and I just listen to all their stories.
Yeah, we all become fanboys and fangirls. Isn't that something?
I'm a forever fan.
Yeah. Oh.
I mean, we love doing the music, and we try to be authentic, but they created this music, so I think that they deserve that recognition.
Always.
And I'll tell you, that's something that that comes across when I watch your videos, your live shows. I mean, I said, you kind of make the songs your own, but the reverence that you show is such a beautiful thing to behold that, you respect these songs that you cover.
Total respect.
I can remember, I don't want to turn it back to me, but that happened to me when I interviewed Billy Paul, me and Mrs. Jones, on the show here. And, he's just speaking to me like on the same level. And I couldn't get it out of the back of my mind. I'm speaking with Billy Paul. I didn't say it out loud, but all the while I'm saying, it's almost like a Wayne's World. I am not worthy, But
Well, it's incredible. I mean, I'm friends on Facebook now. People have been friending me. I mean, stars are friending us. We're talking to them. Today's Gene Cornish's birthday from the Rascals.
Rascals, yep.
Yeah, I believe it. Gene Cornish called us up one day, and I didn't even know. It was really funny. He goes, Joey, Joey Arminio? I said, yeah, hi, how you doing? This is Gene Cornish from the Rascals. And I'm like, sure it is.
Yeah. Come on, who is this really?
He's like, no, seriously, I love you guys. He says, I'm a big fan of yours. And I mean, that's humbling and it's shocking. And that kind of thing. And we're getting that now from a lot of the big stars, well, in the oldies movement,
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's an appreciation, first of all, that you do render these songs so brilliantly. And you show the proper reverence. It's just, I mean, you guys are wonderful. You guys are really wonderful. Before we go any further, I'd like to ask you guys about social media. How can our audience listen? I know it's arminioentertainment.com, right? Is your main website?
That's one, or joeyarminio.com.
Okay. And I know you have some super YouTube videos. So
if you go on there and type either Stiletto and the Saxman, the Arminios, or Joey Arminio and the Family, they'll just keep coming up, page after page after page. We've been doing this and posting for so many years, and it just, they're all out there and for everybody to see, from the corniest stuff we've done, with the wigs and the silly outfits, all the way up to some of our great performances with the cameos and opening acts and like At Last and stuff like that. Out there. Vita Pacone.
A great cross section of entertainment, everybody. Now, Doreen, if you answer first, if you don't mind, then Joey. When you guys were growing up, was there a lot of music played in your households? Doreen, how about you?
Yeah, and it's interestingly enough, I grew up in a pretty big family. I have 4 brothers, and my parents and my grandma was there, and everybody listened to something different. Like I had one brother that was really into disco, and one that was into classic rock, one that was all like about the Beatles and things like that, and then one that was into more like Rush and Genesis. So they were always playing different things, and I loved most of it. I liked all of it.
Yeah. And you were exposed to it.
Yeah, exposed to so many different kinds of music. And, of course, the oldies my parents would listen to, and so, there was always something on, and it was never just the same music.
Yeah. Do you think you would have been a performer had you not had that music in your household? Hard to say, right?
Well, I was singing since I could talk. I just, I always
that?
sang. I would sit in my room and just take somebody's record, and I would just sing it and practice it and try to sound like whoever it was. And I was always doing that, but I was a little shy to sing professionally. I was a classical dancer before I was singing, and that was where really what I wanted to do. And then I just started singing, and I got more confidence.
Yeah, I mean, did it just... time took care of the, the state, and I guess I'll call it stage fright just for lack of a better term, but you just had to work through it, right?
Yeah, it's just time. It's hours put in.
Yeah. And when did you start dancing, by the way? I know you said that came first. How old were you when you started dancing?
I started dancing school when I was about 3 years old. Then I danced, and I got my BFA in dance in college, and then I started doing some musical theater, and they were like, you got to sing, and I was like, I don't want to sing.
It's musical theater. Oh no.
So that's what happened, and then I like this. This is fun.
Right. Yep. Joey, how about you? Your household? A lot of music played?
Our household was all country music, all country.
Okay.
The old country, Loretta Lynn and Johnny Cash, George, all those guys. I mean, George Jones, rather, and I was into that music, and I wasn't overly into it. Whatever was on the radio, Cousin Brucey and all those guys from 77 ABC, I used to listen to as well. But the household was always country, and then on Sundays it was always all those. My uncle would have the radio on with Connie Francis, Dean Martin, so it was a big Rat Pack growing up along with the country music. So it was that combination. Then all of a sudden, something happened. I was downstairs in my basement, and there was a big barrel filled with records, 45 records.
Oh,
and I'd seen it down there.
Heaven.
It was a 45 player, with the RCA plastic 45 Victors.
Yeah.
So I had that sitting down there, and one day I brought it upstairs. My uncle didn't yell at me. I could do it. And next thing you know, playing the records in there, it's a mixture of hillbilly music, they called it, country music, and then in mixed was doo-wop records. And my very first record was a song, Runaround by the Regents, which was amazing. That was probably back in 70, 71, and I was just there. And then all of a sudden, when I picked up Don K. Reed one day in the back of my dad's 62 Caddy. He was there riding home, and I said, "Stop that! I like that sound. What is that?" And then he left it on, and that was it. Next thing you know, that was it.
Yeah, you were. Never look back after that, right?
Never
right,
look
Joe? No, you can't. Now, how did you two guys meet?
Well, it was during that time I was doing the musical theater. The theater company closed, and I wanted to perform, and I didn't have really an outlet. I'm from New York, so when I moved to New Jersey, there wasn't really much going on here. So my friend said, "Why don't you join a band?" And I was like, "Well, I don't really want to be in a rock band, but let me see what's out there." And then I saw an ad, and I went on an audition, and I got it. Joe.
She didn't get it easy. It was after 22 singers. I was ready to jump off a bridge.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was really hard because all the people that we auditioned were like rock and roll singers, and I was looking for oldies, Rat Pack, something throwback to the 1960s, because my whole thing is like the old variety shows and the old Dean Martin and
Joe,
Who
yeah,
came
yeah.
after Playboy After Dark with the, Count Basie in the living room while they're walking around interviewing.
That was the
people.
coolest set, wasn't it, Joey, on Playboy After Dark? What a set! Yeah.
Yep.
And you're so right about the Dean Martin show. I think it was every Thursday, if I'm right, but I'm not. Things. Yeah,
Sonny and Cher.
Sonny and Cher out. I think Carol Burnett. Just oh boy, and you guys just bring it back, boy. It's fantastic, absolutely fantastic. I have to come see you guys live now. And, you know what? I'm going to skip ahead and then I'll come back. But speaking of playing live, it looks like finally, around September, you guys are going to be back on the road?
Oh, well, yeah, we're going to be on tour at the end of September, but we're starting to work again. We're getting some shows.
Mm-hmm.
We have a nice summer booked of outdoor concerts.
Okay, beautiful. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But in October, we should be going back out on the bus tour that we do. And we hit about 20. I don't know if they're going to have as many cities this year because of, the COVID, but we usually do about 18 to 22 cities.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really
Wow.
fun.
Wow.
Yeah, it's great. We end the show. We're like the bonus for the tour group we work with. And we do the show, and then we move to another city, go to dinner, stay in a hotel. We have so much fun with this. It's like a family. It's called the White Star Tours.
Mm-hmm.
And we work with them. And this is about our fifth time? It'll be our fifth?
At least, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, you guys, even during the pandemic, you had your quarantine shows from your house, which were quite cool.
Which I adore, by the way. I just love them.
Yeah, if there was a way that we could make a living doing that, we would do it.
Right?
Well, that's what we're headed.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
It's really nice. And if people feel like they're, like they're coming into our home and they're seeing how we are. Our dog is sitting there,
They request our kitchen concert, so we call it Kitchen Concert with a K. Kitchen K Concert.
I want to do a song right now taking you back to my memories of Wildwood. In fact, I did a video for this not too long ago for the East Coast Music Hall of Fame, tuned by one of my favorites of all time, Mr. Bobby Rydell. Forget him if he doesn't love you. Forget him if he doesn't care. Don't let him tell you that he wants you, 'cause he can't give you love which isn't there. Oh, little girl, he's never dreaming of you. He'll break your heart, just wait and see. So don't you cry now, just say goodbye now. Forget about, please come back home to me. Yeah.
When I said I needed you, you said you'll always stay. Was it me who changed but you? And now you've gone away. Don't you see that now you're gone, and I'm left here on my own? run. Somebody told me that his name was Bill.
The do run, 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 the do run, run. Yeah, my heart's been still. Yeah, his name was Bill. And when he walked me home, the do run, 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 the do run, run.
Very cool. And
Yeah, it's great. It's a lot of fun. And what it is that we get to be ourselves. We get to be slapstick. We get to do a little comedy. It's so intimate. And that is one of the whole reasons why we're moving into a variety show, like we were just talking about. We're building a set. We're getting ready to shoot a variety show to try to get it to a network TV or, whatever.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
fantastic. Also with the shows at home and things like that, the viewers don't have to worry about, I'm going to take a shower, get dressed, go to a show. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I love.
No, I'm kidding.
But they can just hang out in their pajamas and watch the show.
That's right.
That's what was going on, and everybody was starting to say, when are you doing it? When are you doing it? And then it was really nice because we would watch after and see everybody's comments. We didn't really look at too many of the comments while we were performing because, you want to perform. You don't want to read the whole time. So we would watch afterwards and look at everybody's
So nice. All over the world. I'm talking Europe, Asia,
right.
Australia. There's people all over the world. Sometimes we had 50,000, anywhere from 10 to 50,000 people at a time.
So many pluses to doing it that way.
Yeah,
really.
And it was a real pleasure because that's what I want to do. That's what Doreen and I are focused on now, getting this variety show out there and becoming more of a persona on visual, the visual stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, we can learn about that just by checking out ArminioEntertainment.com. You'll always have updates there. Joey, I didn't mean to jump too quick past this, but do you have, where are you with your book, 0 to 60? Is it ready to be published, or you have...
Well, it's out of our hands finally.
Well, that's a good sign. No, that's a good sign.
It's a really it's a big book,
Mm-hmm.
and Joe was writing the chapters, and I was, kind of proofreading and helping it out, editing a little bit, like a first edit, and we have tons of photos. So now we have it passed on to my brother, who's going to be helping with the formatting, and then we have an editor who's going to read it. Make sure that we, dotted our I's and crossed our T's.
Right, yeah, literally, right?
Yeah, and then I'm hoping, it took a little longer than we wanted, but, we didn't want to forget anything,
The problem is when you're doing this, I started writing this, back in 1990, and I scrapped half of it as we went along. When you're working on this stuff and memories and everything, and you're working and you're living your life and everything, time is at an essence. COVID gave me the opportunity to actually dive in and say, you know what, I'm going to make the best of this time. We're going to use all the time, almost like a curriculum, and we're going to say we're going to do this, 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 and this. And the book finally got done. It took us a year. We're just closing it up now, and it's my whole life story. And lots of photos because I didn't want just a few photos in the middle. I wanted people to actually understand and see what I was talking about and what we were reading. You know what I mean?
Oh, that sounds so super.
Yeah, so it's about 1,400 pictures, about 750 pages.
Wow, Joey, that's an encyclopedia.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, what the thing is, when you're living your life, and you know as well, or anyone who lives a life, a lot of times the things that they kind of just don't want to remember, or they don't remember because they're so busy doing what they're doing. Well, all of a sudden, as I started going back and closing my eyes and writing, all of a sudden, things were like a flow chart, a computer flow chart. One's going this way, one's going next thing. You have 30 things going on that same month or year.
Yep. Yep.
And it's crazy.
Yeah, and you realize, my gosh, I did all this stuff?
I don't even believe it. I got to go back and read the book to realize.
It should. When I was editing it, I was really moved by a lot of it. I laughed, I cried. It was nice.
I'm sure you learned things about Joey that you didn't know.
Yeah.
No, little things here and there.
Yes, I did. I did.
Now, Joey, you are the sax man. I have to tell you, any song with a sax already I'm in. But before I taught you about your sax playing, I really loved your rendition of "It's Only Make Believe" on the Vito Picone show.
Oh, thank you.
No, really. I mean, that's not an easy song to sing.
He kills that.
I love that song. And,
He just as you killed that last, Doreen. But man, wow, really,
there's
really.
certain songs that you sing, and I'm one of those guys that I don't just try anything. I try stuff that it has to move me emotionally in order to do it, and that's it. Otherwise, it'll come out with it won't come out with that passion.
Yeah. Are you both believers of getting out of your comfort zone? To a point, perhaps, or?
Yeah, well, I'm definitely getting out of my comfort zone playing the trumpet.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up next. Yeah.
Okay. I've been really, I don't know, I picked it up almost as a goof. I said, wouldn't it be cute if I picked up the trumpet and blew a couple notes at one of the shows? And he's like, sure, I'll show you how to get the sound out, because Joe started on trumpet. And I got hooked. And
He loves it. Doing great. Practices every day.
now I'm learning how to read music. I never read music. So that is definitely out of my comfort zone. And singing-wise, I do the stuff I like.
Yeah, that's me too. Me and Doreen and I are exactly the same in that way, because first of all, going out of your comfort zone, maybe in private, but when you go out of your comfort zone, some people just do it. They'll do any song that comes along, and whether they sound good or sound bad. I don't want to do that. I want to try to be as good as I can, and I have to know my limitations.
Yeah, you don't want people leaving the show, I assume, saying, they were good, but I don't know, why did he sing that song? I know just what you're saying. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's why we do it in the kitchen, so they can't throw fruit at us.
Right. And, you take a lot of showers, and that's you get the nice vibrato there.
We do stuff that's challenging.
Challenging, but in her style.
Yeah.
Challenging, but where she could kill it.
Yeah.
She knows.
Well,
Yes, I like to be challenged with a nice, good ballad and really work my way around it. I love that. That's comfortable. I love it.
And Doreen, I mean, getting back to At Last, I mean, that's an Etta James classic, and you killed that. So, yeah. And Conway Twitty, Joey, just killing that as well. How long have you been playing the sax, Joe? I assume for a while, because you are like a master.
Well, I started playing trumpet in third grade, and I played trumpet all through high school, and drum and bugle corps, and bands, and I was like the worst trumpet player you ever want to meet. I sounded great. I am just the worst. I'm a lazy reader. I don't read. I don't want to read. I got my own thing going, But saxophone, I was with my group, the Wanderers, and we just got rid of a mutual agreement where the saxophone player was fired and he quit at the same time, so he left.
Mm-hmm.
Good friend of mine, and he passed away, my friend Rich.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Me too. But when he left the group, the rest of the guys are going, look, you play trumpet. We don't want to add another member to the band. We all want to make some money. Go learn the saxophone. And that was 1984 was my time. My ex-wife actually started me on the saxophone, and that was it. And then I started playing every night, 3-4 hours. I'm taking it to bed with me, the whole thing. Yeah. Is
that why she's your ex-wife? No, I'm just.
Well, probably.
How dare I make a joke like that? I'm sorry, Joey.
No, that's okay. It's probably a big part of it.
No.
She likes to listen to our music, and she's always on when we're
Actually, she was a sax player. She won like all-state jazz band and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said, well, can you teach me the sax? And she pulled out her little alto and started teaching me. And then next thing you know, I had a tenor. I bought a tenor, and I was off and running.
Well, I'll tell you, man, you haven't stopped running. That's for sure. Just fantastic. What? How long have you two been the act together?
20 years.
Well, I've been with
20
them
years. Wow.
21 years.
Now it's 21.
21 years. I joined Joe and Nikki were a duo, and they needed a girl, so I joined, and that was in 1999. And
it was very funny. The agent goes to me. It was me and Nikki were out there doing a duo, and the agent goes, I said we wanted to get into Atlantic City. play the casinos and all that fun stuff. And the agent goes, "Well, you need a skirt." I said, "I need a skirt." I said, "Well, if I have to wear a skirt, I will."
If it's Friday night, what's the difference?
I said, "Do I have to wear heels too?" No. He goes, "No, you need a girl in the group." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Then we had our band. We got a drummer, and we decided we wanted, to expand and do the variety shows. And we got the dancers, and I have a dance background, so I choreographed some stuff, and we started just growing that. So we've been doing Joey Arminio the Family for about 20 years, and then somewhere along the way, some people were asking for a duo, and when we went on the bus tour, they wanted a duo, so we put that together about 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And we like it a lot. It's really very, no offense to the band, but it's really easy because the two of us, we just jump in the car.
We could either jump in with another group, or like, for instance, the Cameos brought us into their group. We could go anywhere as a unit. We could do our own thing. We can go with bands. We could even plug into larger acts that are doing, we could plug into anything, really, because we could both sing harmony. We do porn, and we do leads. So we're pretty valuable to them and different people, and we're honored that they even consider us. So it's a mutual love all the way around the industry,
You know what seems nice too is, like, if you got a call, for your services, and the person might say, it's a small place, we haven't got room for a whole band. You guys can accommodate them regardless.
Right.
Absolutely. And the songs that we do when we do our duo, unless you have a really large group, with orchestra and everything else. I mean, if you know some of the stuff we do, those background tracks have the girl singers and the high singer, all that stuff's going on, and we can sing the songs with perfection because the band is perfection.
Right.
So everything is perfect, and then all we have to do is apply the vocals over the top and pray that we're perfected.
Well, it's one thing to say, we just have to provide the vocals, but both of your stage presence, you're so much fun, and you just seem to be you could have had the worst day at home or whatever, but what you present on stage, it is so much fun. We all forget what kind of a day we may have had. It's just, you project so well that feeling of fun and good times.
We get happy. And, we could have an argument, like, over something stupid, and then all of a sudden, we start the show within minutes. By the end of the show, we're laughing, we're giggling.
Right.
We laugh every night. Laughter is, like, so important,
My grandma used to say that all the time. She used to say, "You guys look like you're having a good time," and now
we are.
That makes us have a good time. And we are having a good time.
And I mean, my mother always used to tell me, "Don't go to bed mad," with my wife and me, and it's so true.
Absolutely.
Yeah. How about, why don't we just let's have a treat for the viewers. We're gonna watch a video by Stiletto and the Saxman in action, and afterwards we'll come back and talk a little bit more. Okay, guys?
You got it. Thank you so much.
Come on now! I can't cha-cha. Love is strange. Yeah. Lot of people take it for granted. Once you get it, you never want to quit. No, have to have it. You're living on this. Many people
Sylvia,
Yes, baby.
how do you call your lover boy?
Come here, Lord.
And if he doesn't answer,
Oh, Lord.
and if he still doesn't answer,
I'll simply say, baby. Oh, baby. My sweet baby. You're the one. Baby. Oh, baby.
yeah, yeah,
My sweet baby.
you're the one.
Everybody cha-cha. Joey, would you learn a cha-cha like that?
I still haven't learned how to cha-cha, Doreen. She won't teach me either. Just so we can do this bit in the middle.
Stiletto and the Saxman. You also, guys, you also perform different types of shows, right? You're not always quote unquote Stiletto and the Saxman.
Right.
Can you tell us a little bit about the different types of? I know you do a USO show, style show, and things like that.
We have a couple of we over the course of the years we decided to put together some musical review shows utilizing dance, a little comedy, costume changes. The first one we did was a very Rat Pack type show. It was kind of a mixture. We did some Rat Pack, we did some oldies, and
Connie
some
Francis,
Broadway. We dressed up, and then we had some dancers come in and do dance numbers, and I would dance as well.
We called it a Night at the 500 Club. Was our first.
That was our first
Nice.
show. And people it went over so well, we decided to put together a patriotic show, which we used to call the USO, but we now call it the All American Variety Show.
Okay.
And we still do that one on the holidays. We have American Bandstand Review, which is just an oldies review.
Right.
Again, with
Like Buddy Holly, we come out and we do caricatures and tributes and just all
Very
that
cool.
stuff.
Yeah, just ArminioEntertainment.com. Everybody, check it out. Now, before we alluded to, or we mentioned the East Coast Music Hall of Fame induction ceremonies. You guys play a very large role in that. May we talk about that for a bit?
Sure.
I'll leave it up to you guys.
Okay. That was kind of a culmination of 60 years, and it's kind of inspired Joe to write his book. Because
Yeah, I wouldn't have written the book if I didn't. That was the last push to say, you know what, I got to get all this stuff out of my head and onto the pages. And it was a big deal winning the 2019 Music Makers Award for
Best Musician.
Best Musician.
Yes, congratulations. I saw the picture. If it's okay with you, I want to put it on screen to show our audience as well.
Please, thank you.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
And it was such a nice thing. And I was nominated in 2019. I didn't win, but I was nominated again the year after. But we're still kind of waiting on that because of the COVID. But,
But it is an honor, Doreen, to be nominated. Just to be, you hear it. I mean, that's got to make you feel like, wow. You know that.
Well, I was shocked. I didn't think anybody even knew who I was. And then I saw it on a flyer. I was like, what?
No, that's the problem. That was one of the big problems here. We've been working for so long, for the last 20 years, and I've been in the business 40 years. That's the whole 0 to 60 thing. It was my 40th year in the business, my 60th birthday, and 20 years with Doreen. So everything was on that year.
Mm-hmm.
And when I sat there and I look back, it's like all this stuff was like.
Yeah, it's an interesting life, so it's good to put it down and let people see.
But that Hall of Fame, basically, nobody really knew of. I mean, I didn't know they knew of us. Everybody knows me now. I didn't know they knew us, but everybody's like, we knew you. You've been in the business for years. You're doing this, you're doing that. And I'm like, all I know is we go to work, we play out our hearts, and we go home. We go to work, we play out our hearts, go home. We weren't thinking about anything, but I never realized how many people I met along the way. It's insane.
Isn't that what a testament to the two of you? That it's got to feel so great. Like, wow, people, they really do appreciate us.
Yeah, it really made. There have been times over the years where I had said to myself, no, I don't want to do this anymore. Because the business can be heartbreaking at times. It really can, and to feel that kind of just to be recognized by your peers is really, really, and people that we admire also. And then, we went to the gala and we were asked to just do a little bit in the beginning medley, and it was so exciting because Connie Francis was there and I was doing one of her songs.
You got me jumping like a crazy clown, and I don't think you what you putting down. Since I get some loving lips so wide, the thing that bothers me is that I like it down. Hey, let me free. Stupid Cupid, stop picking on me.
And I just sat backstage the whole time. And this is going back to one of your first questions about being like starstruck.
Yeah.
They were parading. These oldies stars and music stars were just parading backstage one at a time. I sat there. I didn't move. I didn't go to the bathroom.
I took pictures. I got pictures of I just ran around with the camera, snapping shots with them, and I just was like a big baby in that room because it was like, oh my God, is this real?
Yeah.
Bobby Rydell.
Yeah.
Tony Orlando I met. I mean, that's insane.
I remember reading an article or hearing an interview. John Lennon, arguably, one of the biggest bands in history, he was starstruck when he met Chuck Berry, his hero. And he said, I wanted to touch him. I wanted to ask for his autograph, but I didn't want to feel like a jerk. So it's universal, I think, that feeling of just, wow, this is this person. I mean, no matter how big you are, and you guys are, you've got such a reputation now, but you still get starstruck. I think that's beautiful.
Totally. I still get butterflies in my stomach before I perform anything, even the littlest concert.
Isn't that something? How about you, Doreen? Butterflies too?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, not always. Like if I have something new I'm going to be doing, or
Yeah, right. Then, yep.
Not so much nerves of being on stage because I enjoy it so much, but sometimes you get nervous.
Yeah.
You don't want to mess up.
For me, it's not going on stage like being afraid or anything. It's more, am I going to do a good job tonight? Am I going to uphold my reputation that everybody seems to think I have?
Yeah. And I have a feeling you guys always do.
We try.
Yeah, I'm telling you, boy. Now, if with the East Coast Music Hall of Fame inductions, the ceremonies, you guys play as well. I mean, are you the house band, so to speak, or?
No. They had an orchestra band there. Yeah, Mark Barron. He led the band, and they were wonderful. They had everything charted out.
Everything
they had
really great.
And we just did it. We just performed at the opening medley. It was kind of like a.
It's a last minute thing too.
It was last minute, but they put together a medley of some of the people that were being inducted into the legendary cast. So I got to do a kind of Francis song, and so that was all we did there, and then we just hung out. But this year, there was supposed to be one, for 2020, 2021. It's now changed to next year. And I think we're doing the after party, so we'll probably be performing at the after party.
Nice. I noticed on the website, and again, ArminioEntertainment.com, there is a Stiletto and the Saxman CD available.
Yep.
That's super. What kind of songs are we treated to on that one? You don't have to go down the whole list, just a few examples.
You got Be My Baby on there. You got God.
I don't listen to it. I don't remember.
It's terrible. We got Mickey and Sylvia on there.
That's a fun one.
Love is Strange.
Love is Strange.
Things that, I mean, we have faith in the both of you that the songs that you've chosen are songs we all know and love.
Yeah, there's about 24
Yeah,
songs.
24 tracks I saw.
Lies I have on there. And
Frankie Lyman.
some Frankie Lyman.
I forget.
There's a lot
Good.
of great songs. I just, every time somebody asks me, what do you do? Like, what do you do in your show? And I'm like,
Yeah, we just do it.
I just do it. We just do it. And then most of the time, like when we do our duo, and even the band when we were doing like concerts and stuff, I usually play the audience. You know, we just look at the audience and we start, and then we roll the direction the audience. I feel the audience is going. And from so many years of doing this, it's just you kind of get a feel for what you need to deliver.
That's interesting. Yeah. Well, Joey and Doreen, in the next segment, we're going to have one of your dancers, RHIANNA, on. I want all the dirt on her right now, please. No, just kidding.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
an hour? No.
Okay, you can give me the condensed version if it's the hour version. No, we're just kidding, RHIANNA. We love you.
Yeah, no, we love her. She's great girl. It was amazing when she auditioned. We needed a dancer, another dancer, and I forget. She answered an ad, and turned out she knew one of the dancers that we had.
Mm-hmm. Is that Janet? Oh no.
No, that was Vanessa.
Okay.
Believe it or not, worked with Vanessa at her studio, and I said, all right, you know, and I was injured. I had busted my knee. I was in a cast, and I was just so like lackluster, and I'm like, I just need another dancer. So she came into audition, and I was just sitting there, and she had learned the entire show. Like, she knew it. Oh my God, nobody's ever done that in my life. I was blown away. And she's such a doll, really, really sweet. She's, you know, fun to be around, and she's deep. Like, she has always something new she's working on, and we just like her. A lot of fun.
She's really great. She shares yoga. She does a lot of yoga.
Yes, yeah, we're going to talk about that in our next segment with her. So I thought we would close out with the great girl groups medley that you have from your YouTube channel, and because RHIANNA's in there as well, and it's just such a good time video. And speaking of good times, I can't thank you guys both, Doreen and Joey. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to speak with us. And once you guys are back on stage, I mean, I loved watching your quarantine, your kitchen concerts. I checked those out on YouTube as well. Can't wait to see you guys live too. And I can't thank you enough for taking the time and being on the show with me here.
Oh, it was our pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us. Thank you. Yeah.
And continued great success, guys.
Thank you.
Thank
Say
you.
hi to
Bye-bye.
RHIANNA.
Okay, bye for now.
Gee, it must be great riding with them.
By the way, where'd you meet him? I'll never let the candy stop. You turn around and smile at me. You get the picture?
Yes, we see.
That's when I feel a leader of a pack. Joe Man. See the way he walks down the street, the way he shuffles his feet, and he holds his head high when he goes walking by. It's my guy. Well, he holds my hand, I'm so proud, 'cause he's not just one of the crowd. My baby's always the one who tried things he's never done, and just because of that, they say he's a rebel and he'll never be any good. He's a rebel 'cause he never does what he should, and just because he doesn't do what everybody else does, that's the reason why I can't give him all my love. He's always good to me, always treats me tenderly, 'cause he's not a rebel, no, no, no. He's not a rebel, no, 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 to me. Oh, no, no. Oh, not my baby. Oh, no, he's not a rebel, no, no, no. He's not a
And as promised, we are now joined by RHIANNA RATTA. You saw her on stage, one of the dances with Joey and Doreen. RHIANNA, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Steve, for having me.
It's a pleasure. Now, before we go too far, how did you and Joey and Doreen meet? They kind of touched on it, but let's hear the full RHIANNA version.
I believe I was looking for a performing job. I've been dancing for a while at the time, so I found them on an online ad, and I happened to be working for my boss at that time. Happened to have been one of their former background dancers, so she like put in a good word with me to Doreen, and I got a chance to audition, and that's how I met them, through an online ad, and with a little bit of a connection, which is nice.
Well, you know, Doreen had mentioned earlier, our audience already heard this, but she said you came so prepared, you knew the whole routine, you knew all the songs. Said she was so impressed with you. So kudos to you.
Oh, thanks. You know, I guess that's like I do that for everything. Perfectionist.
Good.
Thanks.
I'm going to try to be perfect on this. By the way, audience, this is my first Zoom edition of Steve Ludwig's Classic Pop Culture. So RHIANNA is kind of walking me through it. So
welcome to the virtual world.
Welcome to 2021. Welcome to the 21st century.
2021, yeah.
Now, how long have you been dancing?
Passion
or?
It started as a hobby in high school. I went to Belleville High, and a lot of dance was really popular at the time. We had talent shows and like a dance competition. So I started dancing in a hip hop B-girl group with some friends. And then out of high school, I continued to take recreational classes, first starting in like burlesque, and adult style jazz. Of course, if you've seen the Christina Aguilera version, that's a movie version that's way past what we did, but you get the picture.
Right.
And then from there on, I just kept dancing, and now currently perform and teach and all of the good things that comes as being a dancer.
Now, you teach dancing.
Yes.
How can our audience, those in the New Jersey area, how can they, or do you do it online? Or does it have to always be in person? I guess it has to be in person, right?
Well, I teach a heels-based dance class, a jazz-based dance class in heels for adults 18 plus. Currently, I teach a set schedule at Exquisite House of Dance in Ridgefield Park. And you can follow my Instagram, which is normally how I post all my advertising. I also share whatever on Instagram to Facebook as well. So if you follow or don't follow yet, we can like add that, of course.
Let's do your Instagram
My Instagram would be Remarie, spelled out almost phonetically, but not really. It would be
Mhm.
REEMAHREE.
Very
Of course,
good.
put the @ sign in front.
Right. That'll be on the screen.
Of course.
And also, people can get in touch with you through Facebook.
Facebook. Email, like my email, if anybody wanted to inquire for a class or what my current
So
schedule was.
No, we can.
I also do, in case anybody wanted to inquire about a party, I do Leto's Express is what the class is called. And I do bachelorette parties, girls' night out, where you would get a group of your girls or gals, and I would do a 2-hour party with you where they would learn chair dance and lap dance and a choreographed routine and complimentary champagne and all that fun stuff.
Now,
So things like that, you would inquire my email. So I'll give you that too, so you can.
Okay. Would our audience, will the male members be able to be an audience at these? No, just kidding with the lap dance. Okay.
I have in my classes, my like adult classes at the dance studio, I do have males that come and take dance class in like a nice heel and a chunky boot, sometimes easier for a male to support yourself.
Good, because I have the chunky boots here, so I guess.
Oh yeah,
I'm ready. It's at 18 plus.
I can see you in a class. Come and join.
Sure.
We'll get you moving.
That's good. Good. And yeah, of course, I'll have to kind of tie my hair back.
We'll put a hat on.
All right. Good. Good. All right. So, how long have you been with Joey and Doreen?
I think 5 years now.
No.
4 or 5, maybe.
Nice.
I guess it just the time kind of like blended, so I'm not so sure.
But you've been with them for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, we do a lot of performances. I'm sure they told you like a lot of the performances where they add on the dancers happens in the summertime, those outdoor concerts in parks and things.
You're gonna
So
start busy.
I normally wait for the summer.
You're going to start getting busy again.
Yeah, we have a couple booked that the dancers are on, not so many, but it's nice to at least get back on the stage with everybody. I love seeing the group, and it's nice to be a part of that family-esque feel, you know.
What does it feel like on stage? Do you get nervous? Do you get stage fright before each show, or are you good?
At this point with this group, with how like natural everybody is together and all the dance routines, we already know them year after year. They're memorized, so it's not like worrying that you're going to mess up a step, because it's such an easy flow. So I don't get nervous for these particular.
You're not worried about mistakes. In other words, you got it all down.
I definitely mess up and there's mistakes, but I don't worry about them because I'm like, oh, I'll just pick it up real quick, and they're so good. Doreen's voice is amazing, and Joe's always doing something quirky on stage.
Right.
They're not looking at us half the time. They're looking at how great they are. We're just the background dancers, you know?
I'll bet 95% of the audience doesn't even pick up a mistake you make. Not because they're not looking at it. They probably don't even realize it. You know,
you're just enjoying the show.
Oh, well, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now, you also teach yoga. And I have a few questions for you as we get started. But before we even start talking about yoga, how did you get started with yoga?
Pandemic definitely helped. I was always doing activities from college forward to help make my flexibility more. I was an athlete in college first.
What did you do, boy, in college?
I was a college volleyball player at Montclair State. And then
I didn't play volleyball, but I went to Montclair.
Whoop, whoop, you know, Jersey people. Montclair is a great school to go to.
Oh, yeah.
For us locals.
Great campus.
I did play for a while, and as I would play, you know, you want to get more comfortable and flexible and stronger. So I would take classes, but not until the pandemic of COVID, where I was so eager to do something at home on the lockdown, when we were really on lockdown in the beginning. I had nothing to do, and I was getting caught up. My mother gave me a discount code from her job to sign up for obey.com, which is a online fitness website where you can find any type of class, really. So I started doing the yoga, and I'm like, I love it. I was doing it 2 times a day, every day. And month after month after month, I'm getting better. I'm getting stronger. I'm doing headstands, things that I never thought I could do before. Me doing a headstand is like,
it's like me doing a headstand. No.
Right. Literally. No, like me, I would never do that. Never, even though I'm athletic and things like that, not a shot in. But now it's the focus that yoga brought. I decided to become certified over COVID, and they were doing virtual teachings everywhere.
Yeah.
You could just find it. So I searched one of the best schools, and I decided to get certified a few months ago. I think it finally passed the 200 hours that you have to complete.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, 200 hours. I mean, a yoga session runs maybe what, from 30 minutes to an hour. So that's a heck of a lot of,
It's a lot of both. It's a lot of, so you had a set amount of hours that you had to complete as a teaching session, as a just taking class session. And then of course, actual studying and coursework. That was a whole nother part of that 200 hours altogether combined. Gives you your certification, because of course you had to learn body anatomy and the 8-path step of yoga, because yoga is not just physical, it's also mental and spiritual. So there's many different steps that come to it. Of course, I teach yoga, which is the 3rd step in the 8-path limb of yoga, asanas, where it's the physical practice. So
I always put, do you meditate? If you don't mind me asking, because I always put those two together for some reason. They seem like they're cousins, meditation and yoga.
They're hand in hand in order, they're very hand in hand. They say in order to reach a person's full enlightenment, which means you're able to not be bothered by anything in the world. You're able to just sit and truly take in everything without any type of reaction. That's a true enlightenment, where they say you get up to your top level, past the 3rd eye, top the crown. That takes lots of things. It takes
It's got to be tough.
it takes focus, pranayama, which is your breath work. Meditation is all the way at the end past concentration. So in order to meditate, you need to practice all these things first, even like hygiene, proper dieting. It's all a part of it. And in order to even to hit a meditation state, you need to be able to have that body ready. So I'm not the best meditator. I don't sit very still for a long while. And that's, of course, my brain telling me that. I could train myself to do it, but I don't love
doing nothing.
Sitting still, doing nothing. I'm not a doer-nutter.
Right, yeah.
Nothinger. So, but it's possible. In yoga, at the end of every class, you're supposed to come down to Shavasana. It's just the final resting pose, or corpse pose is the English word of it. And you're supposed to sit there for at least 10% of a class. So that's about 10 minutes if you do an hour class like I do teach on a daily. And you're just supposed to sit there and relax and let your thoughts come in or let them go out and just breathe,
Now, when this whole pandemic is over, all right, I shut down my desktop. Will you still be doing online classes?
I think I'm going to do both because
I think you can reach people online, obviously, that you wouldn't be able to reach that can't get there in person.
It's incredible. The virtual world, what people really do, some people love it. And I have a yogi that takes my classes all the way from California. She takes my evening classes because around 8 o'clock here, it's like 4 o'clock there for her. So she jumps on and she takes class.
Okay, now, Rihanna, I'm going to ask you a very ignorant question, but what exactly is a yogi?
A yogi is anybody who wants to practice yoga.
Yeah, okay. I thought so,
but you've done yoga once, you're a yogi.
Okay, good. Also, I guess on screen, we'll put wherever they can contact you for this as well.
My Instagram, my Facebook, same as
okay.
videos, but we could.
Now, the good thing, everybody watching, is that before we came on, Rihanna has said that she was going to choose a little bit of a yoga video for us to watch, and a dance video that she's chosen. You're going to see both parts of Rihanna. Why don't we check those out now, and we'll both be back right after them. Okay, Rihanna?
Sounds great.
Here we go.
Edit.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Very impressive. Thanks for sharing those with us, Rihanna.
Oh, that's such a nice compliment. Thank you, Steve.
You're welcome. You know, seeing you on stage with Joey and Doreen, it's a slightly different type of music that you're dancing to than what we just saw.
You know, Joe and Doreen gigs, doo-wop, keeping doo-wop alive, which is awesome.
Yeah. That's good to hear coming from a young person like you.
I love doo-wop. My mom always used to, when I was a kid, 6, 7, 8, she would take us to concerts like the ones I'm performing in now in the Lyndhurst Park. And we used to see like Johnny Maestro and the
Bridge.
Brooklyn Bridge.
Yeah.
And we would see bands like him. So I grew up around doo-wop a little bit, which is cool that I now get to.
Whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Come
I
on,
love it.
we're going now.
If you don't love doo-wop or know what it is, then you need to hop on and get with like that old feel. I mean, everybody knows at least a Connie Francis, Itsy Bitsy, Teeny Weeny, Yellow Polka Dot Bikini.
They've heard the songs, well,
Right.
Heard them in commercials, you know.
Right. But my dancing is different that you just saw. That's an example of my my heel classes. So you in the video you saw me and my current boss. Actually, we do collaboration classes all the time, and we teach jazz-based classes in a heel. Of course, you don't have to have a heel like you see us in. It's just for an adult to come back, take a dance class, have fun in their own bodies, and of course, we work you hard and we train you to start looking good and feeling good. And
it's got to be it's a workout. It's definitely a workout.
It's not just, I mean, the Joe and Doreen gigs are great. I'm sweating by the third number. Always. Second number, forget it. You're sweating. It's a workout. But imagine that, which is a character shoe, a small 1 inch, 1.5 inch heel. We're taking it to a 3.5 to a 4.5 inch heel, doing the same things. It's incredible what these women and men can do in class.
Yeah, that's why I hate weekends, Rihanna, because that's when I have the big heels on. You know, it's what I choose.
You got to walk less, sit more.
Okay, good. I'll work on that too with my meditation.
Exactly. Oh, there you go. Perfect.
I'm making a joke about meditation. That's what I need, and well, all of us, but people my age, Rihanna, meditation would be like the thing.
Mm.
But
I
now,
agree.
speaking about people my age, I am in my 60s. I'm 67.
Hmm.
So I'm going to get back to yoga for a bit. And one of the problems that I have is just lower back. Yoga, I'm not, obviously, I would hope, I'm not too old to do yoga and get some satisfaction out of it. What would you, like if I had a bad, I do have a bad lower back. You don't have to show us anything, but yoga can take care of that as well, correct?
As corny as this sentence always is, because as soon as I say it, everybody always people always laugh or they go, haha, of course you're gonna say that. But yoga is for everybody. And by body, period, literally every type of body, age, person. When you're in your 60s, you just need to learn how to be easy on your body. You need to learn that maybe your low back is hurting. So you do more things that are just forward folds. Like right now, I'm sitting in a chair and somebody at your age might want to just sit on the chair with their foot flat on the floor and just forward fold on down.
Mm-hmm.
And as simple as that, you're doing yoga.
Mm.
You know, so for
someone my age should not be afraid of, I'm sorry to interrupt. Someone my age should not be afraid of yoga. We can do it.
Absolutely not. I got my mother to start doing yoga. She's gonna kill me. She's as well 60.
She's young, in other words.
Exactly.
She's a child.
She's starting to do yoga. She doesn't do it as often, which I hope she watches this and gets her lesson in. But she should do more because she's always buying these gadgets for low back. She as well has a very bad low back problem, always buying gizmos and gadgets on Amazon, you know, and I'm not knocking them. Some of them work, some of them don't. But you spend all this money when you could spend some time doing a forward fold for 2 minutes.
Sitting.
That's all it takes.
Sitting down, be flat on the floor. Yeah. If someone were to, do you have classes geared? I'm toward people my age.
All my classes are geared towards everybody. I currently teach I have a weekly job at a local gym by my house where I teach a yoga class, a vinyasa flow class. A vinyasa flow class just means that the style of yoga in which we use our breath to connect us through each asana or each pose. So I teach a vinyasa flow class 3 times a week, and my clientele is half and half. I have half younger men, and then I have older women. I would say 60
your mother,
plus.
like your mother, like you were saying.
So it's a fun mix in my class always, and everybody does great. Everybody just takes their time, and you don't have to go. If you can't reach the floor in a pose, then you don't reach the floor.
Yeah, I have seen a couple of your videos, and that's so true. You're so good with your audience, with your students. Because you say, you know, you do what you can do. Here's what I'm going to do. See how far you can get. You're really, you take it nice with all types, like you said, of all types of bodies.
Yeah.
And
you have to be nice and slow and calm. And if you can't do it, don't be mad at yourself. Because I feel like everybody, a big common thing in yoga, which is why people are so scared of yoga, is they're like, oh, look at her.
Right. Yeah.
You're telling me, yeah, you could do it. But it's like my body, what I do in my mountain is not going to look like yours. Our bodies are shaped different no matter what. So just be you.
But
That's what's cool about yoga. You could be you.
Yeah. I think relatively speaking too, a person north of 50 years old will feel the benefits
completely
just as much as a person your age, younger person, would feel, because the body stretches differently. And yeah,
I would even say, if not more, because you're able to get more mobility back. You're moving more, keeping the body in motion is so good for you in more than just that, even on the internal ways where you're fighting off sicknesses and disease, things that can affect you.
Yep.
Super good.
Now, one last question about yoga. Can yoga grow hair on one's head? No. Okay.
I don't think there's been like a focused test that I've read or practiced or learned. So you might be the first to have to make it happen.
Okay, I just wanted to put it out there. And I guess it'll be tougher for a person like me to stand on his head. No cushion. Oh no, I could put a pillow in. Okay, I just want to throw it out there.
I think you could do exactly yoga. You can modify. You can modify anything. You want to put a pillow under your head or a blanket? It's still yoga, just with protection.
Everybody, I'm making light of it, but I have to tell you, everyone that's watching, like I said, I have seen some of Rihanna's yoga videos, and she really knows what she's talking about, and she makes you feel so at ease. So have no worry or qualms about, gee, can I do yoga? Rihanna shows you how, regardless of your age. So I highly, highly recommend her.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Now, before we wrap it up, about 3 or 4 of my past guests have made playlists, song lists that we can share with the audience. Right. And it's kind of like a side project that we're going to do. And I figured, being you dance on stage with Joey and Doreen, and you have your other, as I drop you, you have your other dance that we saw. You would be the perfect person to come up with a 7-song playlist for us. Now, you don't have to tell me the playlist now, but are you on board? Will you do that for us?
I can make that happen.
Good. So everybody, when you're done watching this show, right next on the website, you'll see a special Rihanna playlist by our guest, RHIANNA RATTA.
It will be hopefully the coolest, if not coolest playlist you have ever seen.
That's a good choice. Okay. Yeah. So Rihanna, listen, I want to thank you so much for coming on. Seeing you on stage with Joey and Doreen, I'm in New Jersey as well. I have to come see you guys this summer. So hopefully we can make that happen as well.
Keep up to date with our schedule, and definitely hope to see you in our audience. And thank you so much for having me on the show. And thanks to Doreen and Joe for being the best bosses that you can have. They
are very cool people, as are you, Rihanna. Thanks so much for coming on.
Take care.
Classic pop culture. It's classic pop culture. Hosted by Steve, Ludwig, and Ludwig. It's classic pop culture. It's classic pop culture. It's classic pop culture.